Hello, I am Jamie Farrow and I am the head of English at Wyke, and I'm here to talk to you today about World Book Day. So World Book Day is our chance to celebrate the written word, whether it's fiction or non-fiction, whether it's poetry, plays or novels. And so what I've done is I've put together 3 books that I'm going to talk to you about, and I'm going to go through them one at a time and tell you why I like them and why you might want to read them. I'm going to start off with book 1 is George Orwell's Selected Essays, and this is a book for now. So first of all, George Orwell and his Selected Essays. So this is a book that I come back to all the time because he always seems to be relevant no matter what's going on in politics or right in the middle of a culture war like we are now. You come back and you read an essay from George Orwell and he just seems eminently sensible about everything that he talks about. And whether he's talking about out in Burma and shooting an elephant, or whether he's writing about Charles Dickens or writing about saucy seaside postcards, there's this sense of an intelligence that gets the world around him and cuts through all of the arguments from left wing and right wing. So I find this a really comforting, sensible voice to listen to at a time like this. So I'll just read you a short passage from George Orwell's essay, Why I Write, in which he talks about his decision to be a writer. He was asked to write an essay about why he wrote for a magazine. From a very early age, perhaps the age of 5 or 6, I knew that when I grew up, I should be a writer. Between the ages of about 17 and 24, I tried to abandon this idea, but I did so with the consciousness that I was outraging my true nature, and that sooner or later, I should have to settle down and write books. So my next selection is Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House, which I've picked because it's a classic. It's a play set in the 19th century and it deals with domestic life and how a couple's relationship is full of secrets and lies and how they slowly get revealed in this most excruciating way throughout the play. I've made it sound very, very traumatic to read, but actually I find that when you get to the end of the play, it's a real affirmation of the human spirit. I should say it's a realist play. We have this sense of a real world that it's happening in, from the macaroons that Nora's eating at the start of the play, which kind of give us a sense of her character, and then a door slam, which has been called the door slam heard around the world. Without saying any more than that, I can't spoil the plot, but I've just given you a sense of what a fantastic book this is. And again, with sexual politics always on the agenda, it's a great book to read at the moment. So I'm going to read one of Helmer's lines from the play to give you a sense of him as a character and the way that he talks to his wife, and I'll let you make up your own minds about what you think of him. You're a funny little creature, just like your father used to be. Always on the lookout for some way to get money, but as soon as you have any, it just runs through your fingers and you never know where it's gone. Well, I suppose I must take you as you are. It's in your blood. Yes, 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 these things are hereditary, Nora. Okay, so my third choice is a book to move you, and this book is 12 Years a Slave by Solomon Northup. Now, you might have seen the film of this at the cinema. A brilliant film, by the way. If you haven't seen it, watch the film as well, because they're both fantastic works of art. But this book, it is a work of non-fiction in which he details what happened to him while he was captured in slavery. And the writing in it, although it almost seems perverse to focus on the writing when the content of the book is so powerful, the writing is some beautiful, really wonderful explorations of what he's mentally going through in a way that he always manages to keep his cool even when the worst things are going on to him and those people around him. It's even just thinking about things in the book actually is making me quite emotional now. I just wanted to say this is a fantastic book, not just a film, brilliant book as well. So I'm going to read a very short passage from Solomon Northup's 12 Years a Slave, in which he's made an escape attempt and then been recaptured. I opened not my mouth. On reaching the plantation, they entered the great house, while I repaired to Eliza's cabin. The slaves were astonished to find me there, on returning from the field, supposing I was drowned. That night again, They gathered about the cabin to listen to the story of my adventure. They took it for granted I would be whipped, and that it would be severe, the well-known penalty of running away being 500 lashes. To me, World Book Day, it isn't just a day, it's maybe the start of a journey where maybe you haven't picked up a book for a while. Maybe lockdown hasn't given you that opportunity to do that, but I really urge you to go back to books. They give you so much. To me, they're little boxes of empathy. They give you a view into people's lives and what's going on with them, whether you're talking about a marriage in the 19th century or someone who was writing during the Second World War. There is something there for you still that will connect with you as a person now. So I just urge you, go and pick up a book and give it a read.